Hi, today I want to give you the playbook of our emotions. Our emotions are actually very rational tools, but I didn't always live knowing that. And the day I discovered how they actually function, I was like, why didn't anyone tell me that before? Because I think life would have been much easier. So that's why I really want to talk to you about this. So, emotions are linked to our senses. And our senses are constantly comparing what's happening around us, scanning our environment, and comparing it with what's happening inside of us. So it's going to check if there are dangers, opportunities. What you're hearing, what you're smelling, what you're seeing, everything is going to be an information that goes inside your data center and going to compare it with what's good for you, what you're compatible with your needs. So, in a way, if there was an organ inside of you that was actually repairing itself and it needs proteins to do that, maybe something with proteins going to look and smell good to you today, and your senses are going to collaborate with your emotions, and you're going to feel quite good about something and go and get it. So, this is how our senses and emotions function to help us navigate the world. So the emotions, there are 4 families of emotions, and something just happens, and then you feel the emotion, and the emotion tells you how to respond to that event. So there's joy. Joy means that you're in the presence of something that can be useful to you or pleasant and can nurture your potential. So joy means go get it, go live it, go enjoy it. And then there's anger. All of these are emotional genres of emotions. So you can have 50 shades of anger, you can be frustrated, you can be bothered, you can be like really furious. So you're gonna have lots of different levels of experiencing that emotion, but there are 4 families. So inside, when anger happens, it means that you were just like living life, and then something happened and something is being disrespectful with you, with your integrity, with your rights, with your needs. So it can be you may be being disrespectful with yourself. So that's going to feel kind of like guilt. You're going to be thinking, oh, why am I drinking this 4th beer? This is not good for me. I'm going to feel all tomorrow. So it may be something that tells you to stop doing what you're doing because you're not respecting yourself. Or it can be someone else who is being mean to you, or or doing something that's bothering to you, pushing you around in the subway or something. And so your emotion says, roar. It's like when a lion roars, it pushes you out of that circle, I hope so. And so this means that you're gonna put a limit to how others or yourself can behave with you. So this is what anger tells us to do. Put limits, put boundaries, and respect yourself, make others respect you. The third emotion is fear. So when we're feeling fear, it means that the information we're receiving says that danger might be near. So there are lots of strategies when it comes to fear. You can fight or flight, of course. You can change your path. Maybe you were going to run the marathon this year and you're thinking, oh, I'm not ready. So if you want to enjoy it better, maybe you can decide to run it next year and take this year to prepare and have fun, actually, have a good time. So there's that. And then there's the connection to something bigger than yourself, because fear can also be about not feeling weak, feeling lonely. So maybe you can go and ask the help of an expert. Maybe you can find yourself more friends and feel like you belong in a tribe. And then also, there can be more existential fears. So if you fear death or something like that, maybe you need to connect to something bigger than yourself through spirituality, maybe. Or it can also be with nature. Some people who are not very spiritual can see how an ecosystem makes us all belong together, and that can be quite relieving to think. So that's how fear functions. It's either in the now or either more existential, but you have to connect to something that makes you feel stronger and do whatever it takes for you to make sure that your health is protected, that the things that are important for you are protected. And then we have the last emotion. It's sadness. Sadness can be a tough one, but sadness is actually a very beautiful and useful emotion as well as all the others, because sadness means that something just ended, something that was really important to you, dear to your heart. It can be maybe a breakup, it can be that someone died, it can be that something that you really love broke, but something ended, and there's now this empty space in your life, and you had all these projections of the things that you wanted to do with this person or with that thing. And so there's going to be a moment of having to accept that and getting to understand what you're going to do with that empty space in your life. So what's going to happen usually when you're sad? At some point you're going to feel like nothing, not want to do anything, slow down and want to sleep. And why does that happen? That actually happens because our brains are the organs that eat up the most energy in our bodies. And so the brain is going to need to rewire some things. It's going to need to organize things. I really like to explain this like the GPS. When the GPS says go right and you didn't, it gets completely, it freaks out and it goes like recalculating. So that's what's happening in your brain when you're sad, because you thought you were going to do lots of things together with that person if it's about a breakup, and now you're like, my hand wants to go to my phone and text, but I can't. And so there's lots of things going on in your brain when something ends. So you have to chill. And actually in our tears there are relaxation hormones. So our body helps us in all the ways possible to calm down and let that brain reorganize things. And then once you're gonna have cleaned out everything, organized and accepted that thing which ended, then little by little, just like in spring, you're gonna have appetite coming back, and you're gonna start wanting to do other stuff with that empty space and use it in new ways, and you'll have outgrown that sadness. But it's important that you let your body reorganize, accept, digest what happened before you take the next step to wanting to do things again. So these are the messages that our emotions come to give us in order for us to take the right actions. But of course, one may say that, oh, but there's this dude, he's angry all the time, why is that? Or I feel afraid all the time. So we also have our natural constitution, which comes with a tendency towards some emotions more than others. This can feel unfair, but I'm going to do a video about Ayurveda, and in that video you'll see that every imbalance comes with a gift also, because imbalance means that you have too much of something, that's why you have less of that other thing. That's what I love about Ayurveda. You're going to see that all your biggest challenges come with your great gifts also. And the more we get to know ourselves and how we function, the more we get to balance ourselves for a more pleasant and fulfilling life. So if you're someone who realizes that you tend to respond to all situations through the same emotion, this means you need to take a step back and think, okay, maybe I should go meditate, maybe I should breathe a little, and then look again once I'm calmer to the situation. And okay, did that person really disrespect me? What really happened? What's the right action to take? And this way you can clear the way from your natural temperament and see what your inner compass is actually asking you to do. But there's also another reason why you can have some noise that blurs out your compass. Well, maybe you have some inherited emotions. Maybe there was drama in your family history, maybe there were wars or scarcity, poverty in the country or region you lived in. So there can be many things in the history, in the past, from where you come from. And those can also be emotions that are unrelated to what's happening here and now. And it may be blurring your sight of what's best for you. So if there is lots of drama in the past, it's better to maybe go and work with someone, get help through therapy, through cognitive and behavioral therapies or psychotherapy or other ways that you may think are good for you. But it's important to have an understanding of your past, clear the way out, and see what your temperament is, what you naturally are, who you naturally are. And then finally, you can have a good look at your compass. So our instincts normally are really based on designed by nature to drive us and navigate us towards what's good for us. But with all of these complexities, it's good for us to know the playbook of the emotions. This way we can also give ourselves more rational help and be like, okay, I'm feeling this happened, that's what I need to do. Okay, now I see it. So maybe by helping ourselves, what I call manually, we can, after a while, train our compass to function without us having to think about it anymore. That's what we all hope for, right? That's what we're training ourselves for, towards, and it's actually possible because everyone around me, and myself included, who work using these tools, after a while, the flow of our lives really increase. So you can start making yourself a little note about the 4 emotions and what they mean, and play around with this if you like it. See you soon, and take care.